Tales from the Apartments.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, when I first moved into the apartments, I met the crackhead mechanic. You know, the guy who says he can fix your car really cheap when he is tweaking and then just makes your car worse. Yeah, that guy. He was working on a rusty old 1957 Ford Coupe, but he took a break to smoke some pot with me and talk about aliens and shit. Anyway, later on he got mad at the guy with the pterodactyl arm because he didn't like him keeping a snowmobile in the back of his rusty old pickup truck. He said that the snowmobile made the apartments look ghetto. But somehow, the crackhead mechanic didn't think that working on old junky cars all over the place in the apartment complex parking lot, that wasn't ghetto at all. And apparently, Mr. Pterodactyl Arm just walked in on his wife like he owned the place. So yeah, there's that. But honestly, Mr. Pterodactyl Arm, I think, wanted to keep the snowmobile in plain sight, ironically enough, to get the crackhead mechanic's approval. Don't ask me why. Anywho, the crackhead mechanic was constantly arguing with his crazy wife, who was hooked on psych meds. That woman loved her Thorazine the way a hobo loves the garbage can. Yeah, it was like that. Anyway, the mechanic kept bringing in rusty cars to do repairs right there in the parking lot. Yeah, that's how weird these apartments are. It's like Lord of the Flies up in here. So anyway, the crackhead mechanic started acting like he could tell everyone else where they could park their cars to make room for all the junkers he was bringing in. At one point, it felt like the apartments were like living in auto shop / a used car dealership. He had the rusty old Ford, a station wagon, an old Chevelle, an economy car, an RV, several other cars, and even a golf cart. It got so bad that he said he might bring in a boat, an airplane, and a helicopter. You had to wonder if a submarine was next. Yeah, it was that weird. I halfway expected him to tell the entire complex that everyone would have to move their cars to make room for the new locomotive train he was going to park there. And then we have his crazy wife. She was so determined to prove that she was better than everyone else in the apartments that she took over the tiny space next to the wall of the apartment to overstuff that area with flowers and tacky garden gnomes and an arbor that didn't fit there and any other tacky decoration like a bird bath that she could fit in there and overstuff, pretending like it's a front yard or something. As her industrial strength Prozac kicked in, she was so competitive in her own little crazy way to show she's better that she stole the dirt in front of my apartment that I was going to use for my house plants. Like, who does that? Who steals dirt? Seriously. Anyway, one day they vanished from the apartments, and some people there say they were abducted by aliens and taken as hostages to none other than Uranus. Tales from the Apartments.